another one bites the dust.
Now, Wavy Gang, after all these years, all these decades later, that phrase still reigns to be true. Because another one, as y'all can see from the title, exactly who I'm talking about, another one bites the dust.
They take men and brosphere and red pillars to task. And their rhetoric is so respectful towards women, and they just have so much common sense for being so young. So I follow them. I follow Deontay Kyle. I definitely have an algorithm full of men that are, that are allies to women. But I will also find myself in the comment section of certain things, and it's just, it's very polarizing, and it pulls you. And especially, I've had my own experiences of being around a certain type of, a certain group of men who exhibit groupthink. Mm-hmm. And that groupthink tends to lean very misogynistically. So it has an effect on you, as somebody who's just kind of like absorbing it, simply just because I'm a woman and I'm the woman in the room kind of thing. It's just...
I listen, are there fuckboys out here? Yes, but I still believe in the circle of trust of humans. And I believe that the shooting percentage when it comes to the circle of trust of humans is still very, very high in spite of all the bullshit. And what do I mean by that? We wake up every day, mm-hmm. every single one of us, and we trust that we not gonna go crazy. I don't know none of these people in this room, but one of these motherfuckers could go crazy and fuck up the whole day for everybody. You could go to freaking Dunkin' Donuts and order a coffee, and it's that one person in the back who might decide, I'm gonna put some fucking, fentanyl or arson in her shit. Or you might get in the car with the Uber driver and that person decided to run off the road. My point is, we don't think about that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. You don't go into Dunkin' Donuts and think somebody's gonna put arson into your fucking drink. You don't order the Uber and jump in the car and think this person's gonna run me off the highway. You don't walk in rooms with perfect strangers and be like, okay, who's gonna be the person that shoots this shit up? So mm-hmm. there's a circle of trust that exists amongst humans. And in spite of all of the bullshit, we do pretty good at making sure that all of us are safe and protected. Mm-hmm. So I can't base everything off, just the bullshit. Now, do I, raise my daughters with that mentality? Yes, but I also let them know to be aware. Mm-hmm. Just like right now, I'm aware. I wouldn't walk in here with my own shooter if I wasn't aware.
All right, Wavy Gang. Now, just in case y'all need a little bit of breadcrumbs, other than the title itself, that was Melyssa Ford, who used to be on the Joe Budden Podcast, and she was kicking off her new season of her show, Hot and Bothered, and she brought on her special guest, no other than Charlamagne Tha God. Now, what makes this a little interesting and messy is that Joe and Charlamagne Tha God have a relationship like Joe and Drake have. They used to be cool, now they not cool, but they kind of cool, but they be dissing each other, sidebar, subliminals. So let's just call them frenemies. So Melyssa was talking about her tension with Joe Budden and how she felt about it. And she thought that Charlamagne was going to go for the bait, but he didn't. But Joe saw this as well, and he responded on Twitter with a simple text or a post that said, well, there you have it. And that was subliminal from Joe. But let's break down what he really mean by all of that. I don't know, but I see the eye spinning block.
And another one gone, and another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey.
It's HeartBreak. It's HeartBreak. Wavy News Break. Wavy Trust on radio.
It's HeartBreak. Wavy News song. Wavy Trust on radio.
It motivate when you proud of me. That's probably why you always doubting me. I pull you in, you turn out for me. Turn your boy to the alchemy. I doubted to be one after me, but that's how it is, how it have to be. Ain't nothing less than you, man. Wavy HeartBreak Gang. Wavy HeartBreak Gang. Gang. What's good, y'all? It's your only host in love and memory while still alive. HeartBreak Ace, the alchemist, or Heartbreak. And this is a Wavy News Break, so just follow the wave. All right, Wavy Gang. Now, one thing for certain, there's always a right and a wrong in every situation. Now, if y'all don't remember, a few months ago, Melyssa Ford mysteriously stopped showing up on the episodes of the Joe Budden Podcast. But to be fair, Joe is lenient on his friends on the show, and the majority of the people that he signed to the show are co-hosts that are friends of his or got a relationship for him in some type of way. So we took it as she just needed some time off, because at the time a lot of things was going on, some little situation that she got going on with Jason Lee, and so on and so on. So we thinking maybe she just took some time off, and also she was starting her own show, which is Hot and Bothered, where you heard the clip in the intro. So time passed on. I'd give it about maybe 3 weeks or something like that. Joe decided to give us a special guest, a surprise new co-host, no other than Mona, aka Don't Call Me White Girl. She's some type of comedian from Philly or whatnot, and she was on the show abruptly, just out of nowhere. And hey, come here. I see your ass. And you know it ain't wavy to be watching the video and don't like and subscribe, bro. Cause I'm pretty sure you watched my video more than once, right? And you know the algorithm got problems, bro. And I got anger issues. If you don't like the video, you might not see the next one and the one after that. So just like and subscribe, man. Or you have to get the algorithm. Back to the video. Spin the block. To be fair to Joe, he kept it quiet, kept it professional. He showed his love to Melyssa Ford, kept telling people don't say negative things about her departure at the time. She just taking some time off. He just kept it professional. He ain't let nobody really get into her business. He kept it professional. Whether you like Joe Budden or not, he definitely did that. The whole crew did. But that seemed to not be the case, obviously. And that's why I think he meant two different things with that X post that he made. Well, there it is. Basically saying, oh, well, the cat's out the bag. I wasn't going to say nothing until she said something. She gave y'all her explanation, and she chose a negative route, which is to diss the show on some red pill shit. Basically what she trying to say. So in this nature, this is why I said in the beginning, in everything, it's always a right and a wrong in every situation. But what if I told y'all something even crazier, more wavier? Is that it also can be two rights and two wrongs in one situation. That's a fact. Because if you're familiar with the Joe Budden Podcast, I mean, every episode, Melyssa Ford, she tried to give her intake and all of that, and it was the guys just bullying on her and all of that, basically not letting her get our point across. A lot of people saw that and witnessed that. But for the dynamic of the show, we all thought that was a punt for the show. We all thought they was doing it purposely for the show. Why I thought that and why everybody in the world thought that? Because if you really felt so personal about this shit, Melyssa Ford, why did you stay on that show for years? Not days, months, for years you was on the show. We all knew the new cast of Joe Budden Podcast. Ish, Ice, Parks,
he's going to say that that's what they're
Flip, Melyssa Ford, with Joe, the owner and the host, main host of the show, for years. You and Flip had it all back and forth y'all was doing. It was very, very entertaining. But if it was really personal to you like that, why did you stay so long? Especially be a woman that's on this feminist stand up for women statue that you try to, or position that you try to play. I'm not even gonna say it's fake, but that's the position that you try to play. The voice for the women. Melyssa?
I don't know that.
Women are very, very emotional. Why did you stay on the show so long? Is it for you to spike up your views for your future tactic that you was going to do with your own show that you already knew you was going to do?
You know, you sit around.
So you want a little bit more buzz and more credibility? So you got on Joe's show? Because now you really starting to tell how you really felt. You should have been more direct in these shows when it was getting at you. I mean, you gave your pushback and feedback a little bit, but for the most part, we all thought it was scripted. Everybody did. Everybody did. So you wrong for that. Well, you wrong for that. Joe is wrong because if it wasn't scripted, whatever we see on the internet is what y'all want us to see. So if it was scripted, you should have been a little bit more colorful with it, Joe. You should have been a little more colorful with it to plead your case for real. Because if it wasn't scripted, and that's how you really feel about women on a show, which is not equal to men or never could be, you're wrong for that, Joe. But at the end of the day, everybody signed a contract with Joe on that show. Friend or not, this is business. So y'all had to know what was going to happen. Y'all knew the whole blueprint in this show, the dynamics, what's going to spike this show. That's why Clean Flip, Mark Lamont, the new co-hosts, are doing what they're doing. Their antics.
I do it sometimes. Yeah.
Their antics.
You match your cup to your fit.
But I truly believe it's a lot more on Melyssa, bro, because you should have did that before you came out with the show. A show that he helped you spark. He gave you more credibility, whether you like it or not. You've been on Joe Budden Podcast, gave you more credibility. And then you already know how him and Charlamagne feel about each other. And your first guest to spike up the new season was to bring Charlamagne Tha God up there. And you try to bait him. Trying to talk about your issues with the show and the red pill shit. But it backfired on you because Charlamagne Tha God kept it a little bit more professional. And he ain't come all out dissing them niggas. He was just giving their examples of growth. What you was saying back then, I probably would be up here with you talking crazy right now about Joe. But now I'm the spokesperson for mental health and a lot of other things. So I'm gonna slick diss him a little bit just to show him my real issue with him. Cause we supposed to be united on this shit. I'm gonna show you the real issue with him, but I ain't gonna really color it to the point that I'm agreeing with what you're saying, Melyssa. And that's how it backfired on her. But then again, it could backfire on the guys because they gonna still look at it like men versus the women, which I can't understand because without either of them, it'd be nobody in the world. You need a man and a woman to make a child. Even if you're just using the man's sperm, you need a man's sperm to go in the woman. Eggs, ovaries, regardless. So, I just think this whole little situation with this tasteful. Mainly on Melyssa Ford's side. And it's not because I'm a man. I love all our women. Trust me and believe me in that. It's not because of that. It's the way you went about it. It seemed like you really just got mad because they added Mona up there because of your absence. But you left the show in your absence. The whole dynamic was supposed to have at least one woman up there to disagree with the guys. That's what you were supposed to do. They're supposed to disagree with you. So Joe can show the different mindsets of a man and a woman and try to find a way where they can come together and agree at the one thing. That was the whole purpose of y'all dynamic. If I understand that, how the fuck you knew Joe and signed a contract and can't understand that shit? Please tell me. So don't even play that I'm a female, they picking on me, all that bullshit. We're not going for that. We're not going for that. And it's simply why I gotta tell y'all. That's why this world show me every day. And they need to show y'all why I always say, love each other. Till next time, it's yours truly, HeartBreak. Keep it wavy. HeartBreak. It's HeartBreak Porch. HeartBreak, this too hard. You just made me feel away. 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 All day now. You like to stay in the mix. I'm out to call him Miss Jiffy. Slide on the dick, do tricks. I slide for you, no Griffy. Stuck like glue on a stick. Every time the situation's sticky, don't want no man. I said I feel you, Missy. Now I'ma get to you non-stop. Rapping like cars on the block. Kiss you from the bottom to the top. Stay on the phone with me. Stay home alone with me. I'm born a dog still. You can pick a bone with me. When you not right by my side, that's what's wrong with me. And when I make that pussy talk, it sing a song with me. Come sing along with me. Oh yeah, oh baby. Finding all your spots, even in the dark, baby. Feel your heart, baby. Off the chart racing. If love just for fools, I guess I ain't smart, baby. Hear me out. You already know what I need. You already know what it feel when I dig in your soul from the back on your knees. You already know that love is blind, but I make you actually see. No niggas half as me, even if he half of me. Trent got your majesty. You committing blasphemy. Supposed to ride in blasphemy. When the odds come after me. Shit. It's heartbreak. You just made me feel away. 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 All day now. You like to stay in the mix. I'm out to call him Miss Jiffy. Slide on the dick, do tricks. I slide for you, no Griffy. Stuck like glue on a stick. Every time the situation's sticky. Don't want no man. I said I feel you, Missy.